Hello everyone and welcome back once again to another Battlefield 5 LMG guide. Today we will be taking a look at the LS-26, which I believe is the first LMG to be released after the base game. I actually quite like this light machine gun. It went from being really good in patch 5.0 to being pretty terrible in 5.2 and subsequently 5.22. And now with the recent changes in 6.2, this gun is actually really good fun to use. I'm really enjoying using this weapon once again. So what we do is we're going to start with some of the stats and go through the specializations I have chosen and which I think is the best option for this gun. Okay, I went for a full right side here. As you can see, I went for quick aim, ported barrel, barrel bedding, and then custom stock. What this basically does is gives this light machine gun 100% accuracy if you actually judge it by the stats of what it shows in game, which isn't particularly too accurate. But basically, it becomes an absolute laser beam, this weapon. Because obviously ported barrel and barrel bedding both increase your aim down sight accuracy while stationary and whilst moving, which means you don't get so much of a recoil penalty whilst moving. Custom stock allows you to move faster when aimed down sight. I think this is slightly better than taking a recoil buffer, just because I don't think you need the vertical recoil reduction, because the vertical recoil is very easy to manage, and this gun actually pulls a little bit more to the left than it does the right, so making recoil compensation is pretty simple. You just pull down and pull to the right and you can stay 100% accurate with this weapon. You can literally laser beam people. You could probably see that in some of the footage behind, that this gun is extremely good at those medium and long range engagements, and it can do pretty well up close. It only has a downside of having 20 rounds in the magazine, but its reload speed is not so bad. It has a base bullet velocity of 800 meters per second, which is actually really good. It's higher, has higher base than pretty much all other light machine guns in the game. Which means tracking moving targets is very easy. It has a rate of fire of 600, so basically middle of the road, same as the STG. So think of it as a more accurate STG in a lot of ways. And yeah, you can pop people at ranges you didn't think was possible. Although I would say with long range engagements, this gun definitely falls a bit short, just because it only has 20 bullets. I mean, you can easily extend this gun out to long range, I think, but just having 20 bullets is kind of a shame, and you can't extend that any further. But it is what it is, and I use the AA sights. I mean, you could probably put a 3x on this one, but again, I generally don't use 3x's on my light machine guns. I generally prefer using the AA sights. I just think they're the cleanest because they raise the sight level just above the gun, so the body of the gun is not in the picture when you aim down sight, and you basically have these two posts and these two rings and a cross. It makes it very accurate, very easy to use. But all I can say is this is actually my second most used light machine gun in the game currently, the first being the Lewis gun, but that's because the Lewis gun is on another level compared to most others. But this one I would highly recommend checking out if you haven't unlocked it yet, because I believe this was a Tides of War thing, but you can now just buy it with company coin. It should be around 1,500 company coin. But what else I can say about this? It does same as every other light machine gun in patch 6.2, does 25 maximum and 15 damage minimum, making it a 7-shot at range unless you get headshots, and I believe headshots are quite easy to get with this weapon because of its low recoil. And yeah, it's just a general all
High rate
around
of fire or low rate of fire?
very easy to use,
Bar.
middle of the pack light machine gun. I think it's better than the KE7 for sure. For longer ranges, I still think the Bren gun is better, but it can. People can be surprised about how much damage this gun can dish out, and although it's not going to beat other fast rate of fire guns in close quarters, it still does relatively well there. And again, you can hip fire it in close quarters to get out of a pinch, because the 600 rate of fire is nothing to sneeze at. But LMG hip fire is not good, so I can't recommend doing it unless you absolutely have to, as you just saw me do to that poor soul in the video. But yes, honestly, this is generally a very good gun. It's just balanced overall. I think they've done a great job with tweaking this gun back to being relevant, because it was pretty good when it first came out, and then with the 5.2 and then the 5.22 update, they kind of ruined it. Like, needing half this magazine to kill at range was a bit steep, and now you can actually get quite a lot. You can technically get 5 kills per magazine at maximum range if you hit every single bullet, because it will do 30 damage per headshot, so you need 4 shots per kill at minimum, at maximum range. So you can get technically 5 kills per mag, but generally you're looking at maybe 1 or 2, because you're going to miss shots. But one thing I have to stress about, especially with this gun, or well, actually with any LMG, is stop and pop when you take your shots. Obviously, if you're fighting a sniper, it's probably best to move around, so that custom stock is going to help quite a lot, but generally you want to stand still and shoot, and this thing will literally delete people faster than they can react. And that's all I can really say about this gun. Is definitely check it out. It's definitely worth your time trying, and
I got one.
I wouldn't really change the specializations for the ones I've shown in this video, because I just don't think the hipfire spec is worth going for. And I mean, if you are struggling with recoil, you can change the custom stock to recoil buffer.
Yeah.
But generally, otherwise, there's no point taking the hipfire side of the things. But yeah, that's all I can say about the LS26. I'll leave you with the rest of the gameplay, which is showing. There's not a lot of it left. And the next LMG I will be talking about will be the Madsen MG, and this one is a very unique machine gun. It's like no other light machine gun in the game, and I think this one will be an interesting video. So until the next time, I will catch you then. I like bad spawns. Sometimes. No!
Sorry. Did you make it?
Yeah.
Oh, in front of me.
No!
They roll.
Seht ihr das? Verdammt gefährlich! Für dich, Munition!
There, on my mark.
Yeah, I saw him.
That's actually 2 guys up there.
There's a guy next to me.
All campers must die.
Indeed. Like they say, PTFO or GTFO.